Well, good morning and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now, I showed the video of the show we went to on Saturday, and I'm pleased that most of you did like what you saw. But today I will just show you 3 plants that I picked up at that show, and they are 2 Masdevallias and 1 Phragmipedium. So I'll just show you these, and I'll try and tell you a little bit something about them. Now this one is Phragmipedium Andean fire, and I haven't moved it yet, I haven't repotted it at all. It's in moss. I don't particularly like moss for these types of plants, but it's in it now and it seems to be growing, so I don't know whether to repot this or not. I'll make my mind up later on this one. Now I bought this plant it's not in bloom, it's in spike. Not a very big plant, but plenty of new growths on it, which is a good sign. And it's a cross between Phragmipedium, Bessi and Linleyanum. Now the beauty about this plant is that the blooms are absolutely gorgeous. They're like a fiery red colour with lighter orange markings. But not all Andean fires will look alike, because many have been developed from seed. So the offspring will have various colours and markings from the different parents. Now this plant is not over fussed onto temperatures, so as usual intermediate temperatures will suit it, and they will stand much higher and lower temperatures, but for safety's sake don't give them extremes for any length of time. As usual, coming from the Andes mountains, they like a high humidity and sort of an indirect light, no really full hot sunshine. Now if you keep these species too wet, then you run the risk of creating root rot for these, and this is quite unusual on Phragmipediums, as most plants of frags like to be wet. And this plant will also stand a couple of days being dry. So seeing as they can be dry for a couple of days, I'm going to put this one in lava rock, because plants in lava rock cannot be overwatered, and therefore it cannot get root rot. Lava rock drains far too well for root rot to happen. So that's about all for this plant, so we'll move on to the next one, which is a what should we have, a Masdevallia Coxiana Red. Well, I've just decided to plant this Andean fire Phragmipedium into lava rock. I mean, I haven't seen any roots inside there. It doesn't look like it's been in that moss too long. So let's go and have a look what the roots are like. I've got a fresh lot of lava rock. This has just been washed, and I've just got a new delivery, and it's really nice stuff. I got 10 kilos of it. So we'll just take this frag out of its pot and let's see if there are any roots in. This looks like bits of straw. Right, we'll soon find out. Seems to be pretty well stuck. unless it's just a massive lot of roots in of sphagnum moss that's binding it in. Yeah, we'll just take some moss out. Yeah, it's just been forced in far too deep as well, because look, getting a bit of rot in the old leaves down at the bottom, and this is really stuck in. It's really, really hammered in. And to think these might, oh, there's a bit of bark there, and to think these might be dry for a couple of days, this is doing right. I think I'm doing right. Just look at this. It's coming out now. Not nice at all. Not nice at all. This does need a good cleaning up. It has got some new root growth. Well, I'll just show it you out the camera. There we are, that's what I've brought out. Another new root growing there, which is a good sign. But all what's cleaning up round here. So I'll clean this up, come back to it, and then we'll get it potted up. Well, here we are. I've cleaned it up best I can. I've took all the black off, took all the dead roots off, all the squishy ones, just a bit of darkness there that I can't move, but okay, it's got some roots on, not fantastic, but it's got roots. But you can understand these people who don't know to take them out of the pots to have a look. They'll think, oh, it's in spike, I'll leave it, you know, till the flowers come. Don't realise they're just killing the plant off. You know, that moss in that pot there was packed so tightly that these roots couldn't breathe at all. And I've cut a lot of dead ones off, so now we're giving the plant a chance anyhow. So I feel for those people who don't know what they're doing. They buy these plants and they're lovely, and they don't know to check the roots. So they need to join an orchid society, and they should tell them what to do. So here we go, we're going to pot this one up. Right, we'll use the same pot, because when I put it down to sort of there, the roots are not touching the bottom. So this will be alright for 12 months in here. So we'll get this new stuff, put some in the bottom. That's about it. I'll have to do this with my left hand, won't I? Nice bit of bark this, of lava rock. Very pleased with it. Just make sure I don't break that. Not easy to do in lava rock because of the smallness of the roots, you know, to get it bedded in. I picked some of these real small ones out to fill all the gaps up. And plenty of small ones, which I do like, especially for the Masdevallias. Always try and fill the gaps up to give the roots something to cling to. In fact, that
Phragmipedium cardinale I bought a few weeks ago. I planted that in lava rock. So before I finish here, we'll just have a quick look at that one to see what that's doing. See, it still won't stand up. And I'm not putting any stakes in it. Just press down just a touch. Yep, that's staying up. So I'll pick all the small pieces out now and fill it with those. And I'll come to you when it's all done. Well, that's the Andean fire now, all done in lava rock. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that one. And this is the cardinale I put in ages ago. Well, not ages, quite a number of weeks ago. Just look down at the bottom if I can get there. And you can see some new roots coming out there. And I think round here, there's a new growth coming up there. So that seems to be doing very, very well in lava rock as well. So that's good, I'm right pleased about that. So the lava rock it is for me up to now. And as I said before, you can't overwater with these, and these like water. And if you water them every day, you'll not get them wet, you'll just keep them damp, which is ideal. So there again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye. Now this is a much taller plant. It's growing absolutely beautiful. And evidently there's a cross in this round about Vecchiana or something like that. And a nice long spike on it, where it has one of those absolutely delicious blooms on the end. Absolutely gorgeous. You just look them up, you'll like them. And this one is also in moss, so I don't know what to do with it. It's got lovely roots on it, and they're quite thick roots too, so I think this might be alright in lava rock. But we'll see. So we'll see if I can give you a little bit more information on these Masdevallias. Well, this Masdevallia is they come from Colombia, and it's often referred to in those parts as La Banderita, meaning little flag. But these plants are not very little, as you can see. Now these differ in many colours. You can get them from red, like this one is, then there's scarlet, crimson, white, yellow, you name it. And they're all very beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Now these are classed as cold growers, but they like a daytime temperature of around about 70 degrees Fahrenheit and a drop of at least 10 Fahrenheit at night time. Yeah, they'll also cope with a temperature in the 90s and the mid-30s at night. But don't keep these high and low temperatures going for long periods. Like all plants, they like humidity of around 50%, and they like a little bit of air movement, but the dry atmosphere will result in what we all know as leaf tip burn. Sometimes it's caused by watering, sometimes it's caused by underwatering, but this is caused by a dry atmosphere. the trouble is that too high a humidity also retards the growth of these plants. They like to be kept damp, so once again I'm going to use lava rock. These types of orchids do not have a winter rest and should be kept damp all year, but it doesn't matter if you keep them a little drier in the winter time. When you have the conditions right for them, they will produce many spikes and lots of beautiful blooms. But as for fertilising, I like to fertilise at no more than 200 parts per million with the usual NPK elements. And the one thing I really like to do is to flush them within 24 hours of feeding, just so that we'll avoid a salt build-up in the media. Takes a little bit more time, but well worth it, I think. 1, 2, 3. And I'd also like to say that should you be fortunate enough to give these the spot-on correct lighting, then these spikes will never need staking, because they will always be absolutely erect like this one is. Now the last one I have to show you is this Masdevallia Doncune. Now I'll show you the label. There we are. Now this is a smallish plant. Get the label back in somewhere. And it's still blooming, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and one new stake coming out and a new spike coming out. Some are going over like this one. This is ready for being taken off. Another here ready for being taken off. No, I think this one's ready for opening up. This one has recently opened up. Quite a nice big flower on them as well. Rather like these. And splash with all sorts of colour. Another one here. This hasn't been open long. And a new spike. Some more down here. Plenty of them. Oh, absolutely lovely. Now we'll see if I can tell you a bit about this one. Well, these roughly require the same cultivation as the coccinea, including the temperatures, the highs and lows and everything. And I think most growers will grow Masdevallias in sphagnum moss or small bark and perlite. But seeing as this one is doing fine in the moss, I'll keep this as it is until I'm finally convinced my other method of lava rock is 100%. The one thing you should always remember about orchids, if you're moving them from one media to another, is that roots which are moved from one media into a different mix will generally lose all their roots, but they'll lose the roots slowly as the plant begins to form new roots to accept the new media. Well, those are the 3 plants I got. I can't say much more about them. I'm just waiting now. It'll be another 48 hours before I can get that sphagnum to repot the Dracula. So until then, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't liked the video, give it a thumbs down. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.